Hi all, good morning. Let me know if you're able to see my screen. We'll start with the discussion.
Yes.
Okay. So today we will try to create one smart form, taking one example. First we'll directly execute that from my smart form transaction. Then we'll try to write a small program which will execute that. Okay. So now what I'll do is we'll just see what all things we will do it. I'll make it very simple. Okay, we'll go with the sales order. Okay, so I'll try to pick one sales order and we'll just select what all the data you need to print. I'll type one. If I don't get any sales order, let's open some purchase order as well. It's at system before 70. I'm checking for any purchase orders. I think sales orders, couple of things are an error. So let me try to open. Okay. Let me try on the table level. We have so many. Okay, so let us start. So we'll have two sections. One is header and one is item. Okay, so this is from my purchase order. Okay, so on form we'll also print both the header and item, and we'll pick maybe some 3 fields from my header and 3 fields from my item, and we'll see how we can print it. Okay, the first one is we can print the purchase document number. Okay, on header, purchase document number. Okay, this is one I'll print. Then created on and created by I'll print. Okay, created on, created by. I'll print these three on my header level. On item level, I'll go to the table, item table. So you can pick anything. Just this is for just an example, so that you can understand how to create, how to add parameters, everything we'll see. EKPO. What I'll print is, we will see if anything has multiple items, then we can pick it. Okay, we have documents with multiple items, so maybe if you take 18, it has so many items. Okay, so we will try to print the item number. So these will be my columns, item number. Then what else we can put? Short text, this one we will pick it, short text. Then maybe material number we will pick, write it, okay, that should be fine, material number. Okay, then maybe in my footer I'll just display my page number. That's all, nothing else. Okay, so now we'll see how we can design. So with when to start with, we should be getting the layout of the form. Okay, that they will give a sample printout, or they will say this is my format of my layout, everything they will give. Okay, let me check if I have any images in my layout, sorry, repository, so that we'll add one logo as well. Graphics. If there is a graphics here, then only you will be able to add it in your form. Okay, so bitmap, I'll try to check if I have any. Actually, SAP will have some standard logos. Sign, it's a sign actually. No. See this one, sample image what SAP will provide, SAP Enjoy. So we will try it, we use this name. Okay, so I'll go to Smartforms, the same transaction, Smartforms. Okay, Z demo Smartform. Okay, I'll give it. See actually the Smartforms or any object have some restriction on the number of characters. Okay, so each one 12 for my tables, 30 for my structures, 30 for my programs, so like this. So that is just for a limitation on my fields. Okay, so I am creating this demo smart form. Okay, create. So this will come up. So you can just it's a demo smart form with PO. Okay, I'll just save it. Same, it will ask for a package, transport, everything. Okay, now if I go to form output options, it will take system the default some style. So I'm leaving it as it is because currently I don't have anything specific to this styles. So form attributes, if I go to form interface, so you have import and export parameters here. These are all standard settings, I mean standard parameters. Now I want maybe, see we have one table for items and one import structure for the three fields which we discussed. So now what we will do is, we will try to create a structure which has these three fields for my header data. So I'll go to S11. So you can just check for any existing ones also. Otherwise you can just create new one. It's always recommended to check for existing ones. Just for our example, we need only three fields. I'm creating a new one. Z demo Smartform PO. I'll just create a structure, demo of Smartform PO. Okay, so what are the three components we thought of? We'll just take it out. So one is, so the technical names we'll take out actually. So EBLN. So here if you just want the other technical details in the screen itself, see we don't have the domain here as it's shown in my S11. So what I can do is, we have one setting actually, technical on and off. Okay, so if I just do it, it will give my data element also. So now I'll take EBLN. This is my first field and component type is also EBLN. Okay, this is my purchase order number. Then we had created on and created by. So those two fields we will check it. Created on, this one, my table is this. Created on ER name is created by. So these two fields, AEDAT and ER name. So I'll just copy these two. Then the other one is ER name. So this is my field names. Okay. Then my data elements for created on, it is ERDAT, and ERNAM for created by. So this one I'll just copy, this one also I'll just copy. Now what happens, I'll just save it and activate it. So check it, it will say enhancement category is missing because we haven't given. It's a warning, so you can ignore. Okay, it is active. So this one I can use for my import parameter. Okay, or now we can just give it copy. Maybe this is for header, right? I think the rename option will not be there, copy will be there. Okay, we'll anyways leave it, it's a naming convention issue. So now what I'll do is, I will say global variable. You can just declare it. So if you want to use it everywhere, you can give it as global, otherwise you can give it a local. GV header type a structure then. So if you want to keep it mandatory, you'll leave it, otherwise it should be optional. So this is, we require this, so it's a mandatory field. Okay, so whatever fields we are giving here, it will be coming there. Now in this logic, what I'll do is, in testing I'll just give my PO number, and we'll derive the other two fields. Okay, now let me see, this is a form interface. Okay, so instead of giving everything in my interface, what I'll now do is, or I'll do, we can just give the PO number and get all the data. So I'll remove it from here. Okay, then put it in my global definition. Okay, this will be available across my data. Okay, I'll say IV EBELN. So I'll take only my PO number. EBELN. CBLN. So in my global definitions, I'll give this name, GV header. Then I'll create one table type, because it should hold my items. Okay, so I'll create a table type, GT items type. We'll have to create one structure for see, first table type, again we will have a structure. So now what I will do is, I'll create one GPO item. This time I'll try to create a table type. For this, the expectation is there should be a structure. Okay, so we'll create structure from here itself. So I'll give this item. Okay, item line. Okay, the expectation here is, the table types always will have a different nomenclature and a part of a structure. So underlying is a structure. So table type means it has a set of fields that is looking like a table. So we can create it from here itself. So it says structure demo structure for PO items in Smartform. Okay, now I'll just save and activate. Okay, now what are the components we thought of putting? We'll just take it up. Item number, short text, and material number. Okay, so components, if I go to my EK PO table, EK PO, so purchase document we are not showing, so we'll leave it. Item number is this one, item EBELP. Component, and the component type is also the same. Then the next one, what we thought is short text. So this one, TXZ01. So what is the data element type? Same. So I'll just copy paste the same again. Third one is material number. So now we are ready with the structures, and based on this, the table type will be there. So we have created a structure. Now we'll go back and activate the table type. So whatever changes you do in the structure will automatically come into my table type. So this is my table type. Okay, I'll just copy this, put in my table type. Okay, then one work area I should define. So I'll say work area items type. This is type structure. It should not be a table type because it's a single item. I'll just give this. Now my declarations are done. Okay, so I'll just activate the form. Okay, now I'll go to the form layout. Now we'll just add so main window is already there. Let me open my form painter. So this form painter is completely drag and drop, so you can just play around with it. Okay, see, I can just minimize it. I can lessen the space. So I'll say okay, this is the main area. I'll just put it here. Okay, now on top what we thought is we'll try to put a logo here first. Okay, so how we can put this, see page numbers you can just rename. So I'll simply say this is my first page. Next page means see what the flow is. If it if the data flows, what should be the next page. Sometimes what will happen is if you want to have the same format, you can just give the configuration here. Otherwise, if you have created another page or maybe 2-3 pages, you can always select what is your next page. So my output options. So this is my what to say, the background format, portrait or landscape. So this is as per the requirement. Portrait is just like A4 sheet. Normally it will come. Landscape it's a treated one, the other layout. Background, okay, picture image not required. So sometimes we'll have a requirement to add a watermark. So there at that time you can just add a background picture here so that the watermark will come up. Now let's go and add my logo. Right click, create. You can, multiple things are possible here: page, window, graphic, address, everything. Now we need a graphic, so that will come up like this. Okay, this is a drag and drop, so I'll put it somewhere here. Maybe I'll want to display it bigger. We can adjust the coordinates. The output options we can give it. Okay, so sometimes what will happen is it will default pick my images, what you say, that lengths. Later we can adjust. So my name is, we'll pick it from here, it's enjoy. I think I closed it. Yeah, it's here, enjoy. Just copy paste. Okay, then object is, what is it, we'll just see. It will be generally bitmap or graphics. What kind of is, we have created a bitmap here. It will come here, see, bitmap image or J7L image. We generally use bitmap, either black and white or color. So we'll have to give that here. It's a graphics, currently it's a bitmap. Okay, ID just F4. It's a bitmap. Okay, now if you want to override the resolution, you can just change it here. Otherwise, the same image will come up with whatever properties are. Okay, so preview, enjoy. See 2.54 into 1.78. We'll see if it has come. See 2.54 into 1.78. So image, the dimensions would be coming up by default. Okay, and the position you can always adjust. See, I can just drag everywhere. So that's okay. We can play around with the image position. Okay, now if you want to change the resolution, you can change it here. That's resolution comes with my how good the quality is. Okay, you can always rename the graphics. So I can say it's a logo. Then we can just give this will start printing. Okay, sometimes we'll have a requirement to dynamically print it. So what we can do is, here you can give a variable name. Okay, so I'll just show you how we can do that. So instead what I'll go do is, in my global definitions, let me go. So we'll just give the variable name and it will populate. Suppose what will happen is, based on my company code level, these are my common scenarios. Okay, or so suppose if my form is being designed for a very big company, maybe Adani. So Adani has multiple logos. For agri it will have separate logo, from oil and gas it has separate logo. So we can, based on the company codes, we can just keep on changing. This is a dynamic one. So I'll put my logo on top. Okay, so simply what I'll do is I'll have three fields here. What we discussed is PO number PO number created on create by. So I'll go to my page, create window. Okay, so window what I'll name is header data. I'll just give header data. Header data. Okay, so now in my window I'll just push it down. I'll keep it here maybe. So here what will happen is whatever you create first will go on top. So you can just play around with this what is the elements also, just drag and drop. So it will just go up and down. If it, okay, so I see it keeps on changing, but whatever order you put here on my layout, it's the how it will get printed on the paper. This can be in any order, that's okay with it. So see where header has come, it's just a drag and drop, nothing else. Okay, now in header data I'll create. So in header data you get all these options. Okay, so table, template, all this you have. Now I will need maybe text. Okay, so here what it is like, text is like you can just print it, nothing, you will not have control over what it is going to print. Okay, there is something called template where you can have a very predefined format like left margin, right margin, all those you can have. Now I'll just give the text here, PO number. Okay, and what would be the variable for it? We'll have to name that variable. I'll give it here as PO number. PO number. Let me just note on the variable names. GV header, sorry, it should be GS header, it's a structure. Okay, GS header, and what are the names? I'll just note down. GS header, and the field names would be these are the three field names. Let me copy paste it. Okay, so this would be my first field. So in the text what I should do is I'll just double click, save. Okay, I'll go to the editor. Here also you can give, but just I'm comfortable with that, that's it, and it's nothing like you have to go there. So for values it should be ampersand between, so I'm giving the PO number here. So this is my first value. So similarly what I will do is, see if this is how you can identify whether you have given correctly or not. So it comes in a gray, so I'll make the window size bigger. I'll give this much. Okay, so this size is directly proportionate to my window size, so that's why it's showing very small. See, now it has come, this window size will be adjusted here. Then similarly I'll try to give what is the other two fields, created on and created by, I guess, right? It should be, yeah, created on and created by. So directly I can give here created on, then created by. So now I'll just try to give these values, because sometimes in this editor it will not accept, that is the only issue, otherwise it will be good actually. I'll just go back, so I'll just copy paste values and give my individual field names there. So what were the other two? One is created date, so created on, okay, I'll just put the same field, and the created by is ERNAM, okay, so I'll just put this ERNAM. Okay, now my header part is ready. My header part only on my layout is ready, not my logic. So now let's see if my logic is correct. So I'll just activate it and print it. So my what should come? My logo and the label should come. So that is the expectation at this point of time. Now it's activated. Form painter, let's come back. Okay. Smartforms. As I said, you can just execute it. So here when we get my P1 number, we will just give that and we'll execute. Now only we have given it a 1, 2, 3, just we'll give it, because it's a mandatory field it's asking for. See, now this is how the printout will look. Okay, logo has come, P1 number, created on and created by. We have not written any logic for my field derivations. So now let's do that. So once my header part is done, we'll go to the item part. Okay, now so now we can do it in two different ways. One, either we can put it as a import parameter of the smart form, and you can write the logic in the program level. Okay, so other ways we can write the code on my form level. Now based on my import parameter, I have taken only my P1 number, so I'll write the logic on my form level. So IVEBLN is my field. Now I'll go to my global declaration. I'll just write some code here. Okay, so in my initialization you can write the code, and for modularization you can create form and you can use this. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll directly write my code. I'll just check only, nothing else. So if my IBLN is not initial, select, I'll just select these two fields, ADAT and ERNAM. This is what we require from my EKKO table. ERNAM, these two fields I'll select from EKKO. Okay, so when you have seen the select statements, right? In that you can just push the values. If you are giving a select star, you should have a table or a structure. Okay, otherwise you can just take this maybe 1 or 2 values and put it into a small structure actually. Okay, now what happens is like we have only 2 values, so we can directly put those into my variables. So the format is into braces. We can give the variable names. So what are those 2 variables here? My global definitions, let me see. Sorry, typeset is GS header. Well, the shortcuts won't work here. ADAT. gt comma sorry gs header, the two fields I'm just picking up from a table. Okay, gs header erna. Okay, that's it. Then these are two selections. Then my where condition, where ebeln equal to iv ebeln. Okay, that's it. This is my select statement. Now here actually what will happen is, see, every what you say program or whatever module you write it here is a separate, it's considered a separate program. So every time you'll have to, whatever values you want to use it here should be available in my input parameter. So the understanding here is, from a Smartform program, when the control comes here, there my import parameter is my EBLN. Now what values you are giving out is my structure. So this is the structure of my input and output parameters. Otherwise it will not recognize. So if I remove, it will say, boss, I don't know what is this parameter. Just let me see. See, global definition, field is unknown. So it doesn't understand. So we'll have to, so if I give this, so it's a, from a Smartform, it is coming to my program. So you can individually check it here. Select single. Okay, I'll put it in select and select. Okay. So you can check it like as you do it in my other code. So now no errors. Now activate. So you can also debug in the same way I showed that day. You can just go to the program, go to my initialization and put a breakpoint here. Here directly you cannot put actually. This is a pretty printer MS. It's okay. So let me pick one PO. I think it was 18, right? It had multiple items in this. 18. I'll pick this up. So we'll see how my header works. Let me put a breakpoint as well. I close this graphics actually. If I go to display. So now you know what is the statement. So you can directly put select statement. Main program. See, it says this select has come up. So here you can put a breakpoint. Okay, it's not allowing. But actually you can do it here. This global unit, this is a display. See, in this unit program initialization only I have put my code. So it will allow actually. But here it's not allowing, not sure why. Now, did I activate it? That's another thing. It's active only. Yeah, it's active. But now let me execute the program and see. Now the expectation is that both values should be filled. My PO number creates 3 values actually. I'll just execute. So I'll give my PO number 18. See, PO number didn't come up. Okay, I didn't map it, is it? Okay, right. I map it to my what you say, that structure I haven't filled my value, so that is the reason it didn't come up. Let me put it and execute it again. Here my code, see, I have taken only created date and created name. So I'll have to put EBLN into my field. See, whatever order you give here, same order the values will go. So now it should be my EBLN. Okay, so now I'll activate it again. Now I'll just execute it again. 18 is my PO. See, now PO number created to all have come up. Okay, so similarly we can just put any whatever data you want. You can just play around with my templates, windows, secondary windows actually. So I put a secondary window called header and I have put all details. Now we'll go to the item part. Okay, main area, I'll just create one table, create table. Okay, then if you come to the table data tab, so it will say what is my internal table. So here you can give the internal table you declared. No F4 else will be there. Okay, so you will have to manually come and add it here. So my global definitions, GT items. If I come here, I'll say item table. Okay, so first thing is we'll have to go to data, put my internal table. So if you want to go with a field symbol, you can give assigning, otherwise into. I have declared a work area there, so work area I'll put it here. So if you want any selections, you can give it here on what field name you want, if it is a variable or a constant value. If you want to control number of rows, you can control it here. Now there will be certain maybe you can say when you are having quantity or currency fields, so you will be having an option to either give a subtotal or a total. So at that point of time you can go to calculations. So here operation, what is that? Sum, average or count number. What is the field name? What is the target field name? Then the loop. Suppose if you have internal table, so we have that subtotal one, so it will be like before loop, after loop, or sorting, or before sorting. So then you can give an operation saying, boss, it is a total. Here you can give a. So I give a total. So it will show. Suppose I have currency fields and I have to show the total at the bottom of the table. My setting would be total. What is the field name you want to total? What is the target field name? And when you want to sum up the total, so you want to before loop or after loop, everything. Loop is this one actually. This loop it will consider. Loop internal table GT items. So if you have a currency field in this and I want maybe a total at the end of my table, so you can come here and give time is after loop. So it will calculate after my complete loop is executed, then it will calculate my total. So output options, it's similar. Yeah, the look and feel, style, and conditions. If you want to enable and disable this page, or you want to put this on my first page, these conditions based on this. Now I'll go to my table itself. By default will have three areas. One is my header, main area, and footer. So header is like my table heading, like what the fields will have. Main area is actually what the field values will hold, and footer is right. So I said like subtotals or totals you want to display, you can show it in my footer. So now let me go and see. So first I'll have to create a template for my table. So this looks something like this. It will have a line type. So I'll go to maybe 100% display. You can use this grid lines. Okay, so if you put this will come as grid lines actually. So it's just for your using purpose. Okay, now this is my line type. By default this line type will be whatever data you give here, that will come up, GT items. Okay, so now how to structure this line type is, now I'll have to put it in my header and main area. So in my header it will be my heading, then main area will show my values. So if I go to details, so this is how the line type looks. So no column split has happened till now. So now let's start splitting these columns. We'll have to give it, right? So item table, I'm here, data, okay. You can just keep on adding lines. So maybe I'll add an So if there is something called properties, let me check where it is. Not here. Calculations, style. Okay, let me add fields to it. Okay, line type, header, create table line. Okay, now in my table I'll just go back. On my header I can create rows. It's like, see, this table is my outer structure. Okay, in header we'll have to create a line type which is similar to my what to say, internal table declared. So we have created two lines here, my header table. So you can give whatever you want here, and it will say, boss, how many cells are there, that will come by default. Then you can start mapping it. Currently we don't have anything created there, so we'll split it actually. So we have three different fields. One is my item number. I'll just delete it currently. Delete it. So in my table, what we plan to display is my item number, short text, and material number. So we'll add three columns there. So I'll just go back to my table. Maybe split cell. Now I have two columns. Then I can again split cell. I have three columns now. Okay. So line type, I'll remove it. Delete line. Okay, now I have one line type. So this one I can assign what field it should be displaying. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now this is for my spacing ones. So maybe item number, short text. Okay, and display. So now let's create a line item. So I'll go to my header, create table line. So row type, if I select this, it will default show 3 cells. See, so now this is my heading part. So what I should create now is text. This is for my heading, table heading. So first one is item. So heading, I can just say heading item. So by default this will have a text value, general attributes. So table, if you just keep on practicing, it will be easy. You just need to practice it, that's it. Now I'll give headings alone. So the here the heading is PO item number. Okay, I'll just save it. We'll give all the three headings and we'll see how the table looks. PO item number. Then the second one is, so you can just rename this also. You can say this is row cell 1, you can say, you can rename it saying item. Then here, see, this is just for naming purpose, nothing else. You can leave it as it is, but it will be easy for identification. That's it. So for my cell 2, I'll create a text heading. So this is for my short text. Okay. So same, I'll give it in my heading text one. So initially, before creating text, it will just create some rows and columns, the templates. The actual row it will not create. Okay. So alignments, always you can copy it through the styles. So sometimes they'll say this heading I should have left aligned, center aligned, right aligned. So you can just use the normal copy, the format, and you can just change it. This is my short text. Sorry, not this one. This one, short text. Okay, this is my second heading. I'll go to my third heading. I'll create a text. Create text. That is my material number. So I'll try to give material number here. The text as material number. Material So let's save it. So this table will not be visible on my main area, like how this window has come up. So you can check the look and feel here in the item table, the table template actually. So this is the template for my table. So now if you want to add some other rows, you can just keep on adding. So now what happens is, let me activate it. Item table, the field name of for the operation is missing. Okay, it is expecting some operation. Field name. Okay, let me give maybe IV EPL. Not equal to space. So if I'll just say if my P1 number is not initial, then print it. I think still it is not accepted. I'm giving some wrong condition then. It should not come up actually. So let me see what is the issue. C star. It's only pure template, not table. Used any table actually. This one for select records. Let me check what is the error. I don't see an issue here, but still it is expecting some value. Let me try to pick some other form which is existing, and we'll see if we can just try to rectify that error. View forms. Just checking if any table is that. No one has created actually. Star PO. An existing table header. It will have two columns, then main area. Then let me see what is it. It table. Okay, no table at all. So no condition will be accepted here. We are printing only single values actually. That is the reason. Maybe system is not allowing. Not sure whether it is a system issue. So generally what will happen is we'll have to give the label here. Then you can just give on the second main area. Similarly you can create row and then give what are the values to be printed. So let me try one more time. Field name, compare field name for the operation, which is condition. It generally gives here actually field name. It is expecting some value, not sure why. Let me check some configurations. We'll see. Purchase order. This is not a small form. See, there are no conditions actually, but not sure why system is expecting some condition. That is the issue with some configuration. These are actually they'll configure. See, if you come here, table without template they have used it. So data what we have given is correct, internal table. So here they have used a field symbol, nothing. So instead we have given a work area. So what they will do is item. In item level they'll give this. We'll just see. We'll try to rectify it. I think this is a very complex example. Let me try to see what is the issue here. CT item correct. GT items. field name for the operation. So try giving it nothing. Let me see why this error is. So I'll have to check this system. Not sure why this error is coming up. So this is not an expected error actually. This is not even required. So what we'll do is I'll try to rectify this error today, and tomorrow we'll see the example of this line items, and that will be done from the Smartform side. So I'll just check through. So this will be the last topic in my basic ABAP. I'll just go through all the topics and see if I have missed anything. Otherwise, tomorrow after my Smartform is working, we'll start with my OABAP. Okay. So just try to practice these things and all the basic things, and come back to me if you have any clarifications on that. We'll connect tomorrow. I'll try to rectify this error today. Yeah. Okay then. Thank you, team. Have a good day.
Thank you.